So good morning, everyone. Thanks for that kind introduction, Anna. As Anna mentioned, my name is Chris. I'm one of the co-founders of the behavior change consultancy UnPlug. And today we're going to be talking to you about digital resilience when remote working. A couple of admin things to mention up front. I'm conscious you may well be in back-to-back video calls today. So what we're going to do is try to make this as fun and interactive as possible. It's going to be a lot of rhetorical questions, a couple of interactive quizzes. So please do keep your pen and pads handy. Also to note, I'm going to be giving you a lot of information, but I'll be following up with a detailed pack with citations of all the key scientific studies and details on the interventions mentioned. The other thing from an admin point of view is you guys are on mute. I'm not. I have a puppy downstairs. He's 4 months old, the joys of working from home. He's very well rested, very well fed. He's a lovely puppy, but he loves to make noise when I'm on keynotes and workshops. So just in case you hear a puppy in the background, that's Enzo. So I'd like to start with my first question, and that is a rhetorical question. How would you feel if I was to ask you to go outside and smash your smartphone on the floor? Would you feel delighted? Maybe you've just had too much of your smartphone today. Would you feel a little bit frustrated because you've got a brand new smartphone, or maybe a bit of anxiety? So just have a sense of how you would feel. Would you feel like this guy? Delighted. Well, the good news is I'm not going to do that. What I'm going to do instead is introduce human-centric behavior change tools and techniques to help you improve your focus and your ability to switch off. And this is based on our experience of working with more than 70 organizations since 2015. The reason I ask that question is just to illustrate our bonds that we have with our digital devices. We love our phones for the freedom and flexibility that they give us, but we struggle a little bit with the control that they have over us. So let's just think as to how we got here. Let's look at processing power and how that's changed, so how computing power has changed in the last 80 years. So just in the last 80 years, that's gone up by 1 trillion times. And yet us as humans, physiologically, we haven't changed. So let's just bring it to something more pertinent and what we all use now, our digital devices. So let's rewind back 14 years ago to the late Steve Jobs introducing the first iPhone. And he made this really, really good prediction that it would indeed become our life and our pocket. At the time, we probably didn't think that was the case, but if we think of what we use our phones for now, we use them for everything. Retail, social, work, they are indeed our life in our pocket. And then if we think of what's happened in the last year, we've had this mad change as far as IT has been a fantastic enabler to help us work from home. And as McKinsey and Company, the consulting firm, said halfway through last year, we have vaulted 5 years forward in business digital adoption in just 8 weeks. And yet by the end of the year, this is a little bit how we were feeling. This is a quote from Satya Nadella, the CEO of Microsoft and Business Insider. Working from home feels a little bit like sleeping at work. And this is essentially because we've gone through the biggest change in organizations since the Industrial Revolution. So what we're going to be doing today is looking at two things. The main thing we're going to focus on is that of digital habits. So these are passive things that you do regularly and often without knowing that you're actually doing it. So this is really looking at your individual psychology and the neuroscience around your relationship with technology. We're then also just going to touch very briefly on how that works collectively. So what we call digital culture. So how technology shapes the way that your employees interact, behave, and think. So really starting to touch on organization psychology.